Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing today? It is a chilly Saturday morning here in Tokyo. Good morning. I hope it's morning where you are. It could be afternoon, could be evening, depending if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, hello to all of you as well. We have a very useful lesson today. We are going to be studying restaurant English. Restaurant English. No matter where you go, whether it's for a private vacation, a private holiday, or a business trip, if you're traveling to a country where English is the dominant language, or if you're traveling to a country where you do not know their language, often English will be used. So it's important that you understand how to order in restaurants. And that's what we're going to study today. We're going to do a fun restaurant English lesson today. XYZ, good morning. How are you today? Thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. And I hope the weather is not so bad. It is getting a little chilly here, finally, in Tokyo. We've had really, really strange weather in Tokyo. It's been unusually very, very warm here in Tokyo. Usually by November, I would say that the weather should be, starting to get chilly, maybe in the low tens, right? Maybe low double digits or just below the low double digits. But this year, it's been really warm. We had a day in Tokyo, it was like 26 degrees last week. Other parts of Japan was over 30. So very, very warm recently. But it's getting chilly now, which is good, I guess, right? That's what autumn is supposed to be like in Tokyo. Yeah, it's very cold. It's very cold. So I'm going to wait a little bit and make sure everyone can join before we start the lesson. If this is your first time watching either on the live or on the replay, what we do in my lessons are we're always going to have a topic that we're going to discuss. And like I said, today's topic is restaurant English. I will put a lesson onto the screen. So the main focus of this video will be the lesson. I'll have my face on the screen, but it'll be a small little box on the side. Mainly, I will show you a lesson that I've created. The lesson is created for my school in Tokyo, but I've adapted it for a YouTube lesson. So we'll use that sort of lesson document and we'll go over some exercises. But the main thing is you will be speaking using restaurant English today. So there always will be something on the screen for you to look at and for you to use. And like I say to everyone, if you want a copy of that lesson, just let me know. I can get that to you. Some people have reached out and I've sent them those lessons, those PDFs. So if that interests you after the lesson, just let me know in the comment section. All right, so we'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. But in the meantime, I'll actually put the lesson onto the screen. That way people can get a quick glimpse of it before we start. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so this is how the lesson's going to be. Most of the people here, you will be, the lesson will look like this. Today, we'll be studying restaurant English, and the main kind of grammar we'll be using today is I'd like. And throughout the lesson, I'll be zooming in and zooming out so it's easy for you to see. So I'm going to wait just a couple more minutes, and then from there, we'll get right into it. While we're waiting for other people to join, I usually don't put this part into the lessons for YouTube. This is mainly just for my lessons here in Japan. I sometimes will give commonly mispronounced words and I'll give a little bit of slang as well. Now, the commonly mispronounced words, this is probably more for a lot of Asian speakers, a lot of Japanese speakers. They often mispronounce these words. But let's look at down here. Let's look at these slang words because this is useful for everyone. All right, so this will be very useful for everyone. The first one, number one, says get some air. It was so smoky in the room, so I went out to get some air. And then number two says an app, an app. Do you want any apps before your main dish? So while we wait for people to join, the people who are already here, look at number one and number two, and just from the example sentence, what do you think those two slang words mean? All right. YFS, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining, by the way. So we're just waiting for people to join. So we've got two different slang words that I've got sort of in gray highlighted font there. Get some air and an app. Let me know what you guys think those mean. And I'm just going to put a message 1 sec onto the YouTube as well on my phone, from my phone here. 1 second while we do that. Okay, so I sent another message here. Mitsuko, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? So we're going to be doing restaurant English today. The first task for everybody is tell me, what does get some air mean? And what does an app mean? I like the second one because recently app has a new meaning. There's a couple of meanings for app. It's a good. That's good. I'm glad you're having a good day. I'm glad you are good as well. It is very chilly this morning, so make sure everybody stays warm. If you're watching from the southern hemisphere, I'm assuming it's starting to get warmer there, and I'm jealous. All right, so the very first one here, get some air. This is actually, not that difficult to understand. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger here. Get some air. It was so smoky in the room, so I went out to get some air. Basically, get some air means that you're trying to get fresh air. You want to breathe fresh air. Now, this is easy to understand because you're in a smoky room. If you're in a smoky room, it's difficult to breathe, so you want to go outside and get fresh air. But get some air also has another usage. So not only if you're in a smoky room, maybe you are in a situation where you are very nervous or the situation is very serious, or maybe you are not happy. Maybe you have so much stress, you're not happy, so you want to escape from that situation. You want to leave that room. So we can say, I want to go and get some air. You want to go outside, maybe refresh your mind, remove yourself from that situation. So if something is very intense, then maybe you can say, you know what? I'm going to go out and get some air. That means I'm going outside to refresh my brain, refresh my mind, and I just want to kind of reset. All right, so a couple of meanings of get some air. And the next one, an app. I think now, if we look at the age we are in the internet age, we are in the smart device age. And I think app, the most common meaning of app is going to be an application that we would put on our phone or maybe on our tablets. We call them apps. You know, my phone, I don't know where I just have my phone. My phone has so many apps, tons and tons of apps in it. I've got, you know, navigation apps. I've got, you know, translation apps. I've got game apps. But in this sentence that I've got on the screen here, it's a little bit different. Do you want any apps before your main dish? Do you want any apps before your main dish? What do you guys think this means? What does this app mean? We've got the word main dish. So do you want any apps before your main dish? If you know what that means, put it into the comments section. We will be giving the answer. So if you're watching on the replay, then just shout out the answer because you will see it on the screen soon. XYZ has an answer here. She says appetizer. Yeah, that is correct. The spelling is a little different, but yes, appetizer, no R, appetizer. Appetizer is a very good YFS. Appetizer. Appetizer is a very long word, so we shorten it and we call it an app. All right, so do you want any apps before your main dish? So do you want an appetizer before your main dish? All right, very good. And that's going to be very common, very useful for this lesson because today it is restaurant English. We will be talking about restaurants. So the next time you travel, whether it's in an English-speaking country or in a country where you can't speak their language, you will probably need to use English to order in a restaurant. So we'll go over some useful phrases today. And one is an app. That's a great vocabulary word to know, an app. Let me know, what is your favorite app? What is your favorite app? Whether it's in your own country, whether it's if you're traveling, what's your favorite app? I think my favorite app would be a spinach and artichoke dip. I'll put that on the comment section. A spinach and artichoke dip. That's probably my favorite app. I love spinach. I love artichokes, and put it into dip form. It's just amazing. So let me know what your favorite app is. Put it into the comment section, whether you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay. So today we will be studying restaurant English. And the first thing before we get into restaurant English, I want to look at a few confusing things. I want to look at words like want, would like, and like. All right. XYZ, French fries, question mark. So I'm assuming you think French fries is your favorite app. Yeah. Yeah. French fries. Yeah, it could be an app. It depends on the type of French fries. Often French fries might be a side dish. So don't be confused between side dish and app and an appetizer. French fries can be an appetizer sometimes. Usually, if the restaurant is going to make them very fancy, then that becomes the appetizers. If it's just standard French fries, it's usually a side dish. But if they make them fancy, for example, truffle oil French fries, Parmesan French fries, those are all apps. Me too. I love French fries. I love fries. XYZ. If there's no spinach and artichoke dip on the menu, yeah, I probably would get French fries also. So yes, it can be an appetizer. Good question. Okay, so let's look at some of the confusing grammar here. Now, would like. What does would like mean? This is very commonly used in English. I beg everyone, make sure you understand how to use would like, because we use it all of the time and we use it in so many situations. Today, we are using it in restaurant English, but we use it at business, in our private life, where we're on vacation. So many ways we'll use this grammar. So it's important that you know how to use this. Now, basically, would like, it means want. Okay, would like means want. That's the simplest explanation right here. Would like means want. The only difference is would like is more polite. Would like is more polite. All right. So if you want a polite way to say I want, then we say would like. So in restaurants, it's important to be polite. So we usually say would like. So how do we use would like? It's very simple. Would like plus a noun, plus a noun. Now, if you are new to these lessons, a noun is any person, place, or thing. A noun is any person, place, or thing. So would like, we're going to follow it with a noun. And if you look, we've got some example sentences right here. First one, we've got I would like a new car. I would like a new car. All right. Now, if we want to speak a little bit faster, more like a native speaker, it's important that we make I and would, we join them together, and it becomes I'd. So if you look at the screen, second example says I'd. I'd like a glass of orange juice. I'd like a glass of orange juice. All right, so this means I want a glass of orange juice. And in the first one, I want a new car. All right, so would like is just more polite. So in restaurants, please use I would like. Now, sometimes I often hear people confuse would like and like. And I think the confusion is in the pronunciation. Okay, so first of all, like just means you're fond of something, right? So I like ice cream. I like spicy food. I like pizza. I like summer. I like the beach. I like watching movies. These are all the things that I'm fond of doing. Now, would like means I want something. So they're very different in meaning. And I think most people understand that. They can separate the meaning. But I think what happens is the pronunciation. A lot of people, we want to make I would like shorter. So we say I'd like, which is great. You should be saying I'd like. I'd like a glass of juice. But during the pronunciation, many people don't say the D. They forget to say the D, or their D is not strong enough. So they'll say, I like orange juice. So in a restaurant, if you tell the waiter, I like orange juice, the waiter will say, oh, that's good, I guess. Congratulations. Right? So just be very careful. Make sure this D is strongly pronounced. Okay, so right now, everybody watching at home, whether it's the live or on replay, I just want you to practice saying I'd like. Okay, so I'm going to say it once and just repeat after me. I'd like. I'd like. The D must be strong. Okay, so I'd like. Now your turn. Okay, so I'd. Make sure that D is very strong. Okay, so that's the only sort of grammar part I want to talk about in today's lesson. I want to jump right into maybe, sorry, my mistake. There's a little bit more grammar we're going to cover, but very, very useful. First is questions. We're going to have two types of questions, WH questions and yes, no questions. So a WH question, if we look at the pattern, we are going to start with a WH word, would. The subject, most likely today, our subject is going to be you, like, 2 plus verb. For example, what would you like? What would you like to eat? And what kind of cake would you like? Okay, and then next, we've got a yes-no question. Any yes-no question begins with the verb. So our verb is going to be would, followed by a subject, you, like, and in here we can have a noun or a verb. So would you like a drink? Would you like a drink? Or would you like to order? We've got noun and we've got a verb. Please remember these patterns, these types of questions. Okay. Any questions so far? I know I'm talking a lot, but I want to get all of the grammar and my talking part done with. Next, it's going to be exercises, some useful phrases. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comment section or on the side, I guess. Now, let's go over useful English. I've separated this into what the waiter and waitress will say and what you, the customer, will say. Now, some people might be thinking, well, why do I have to know what the waiter or waitress says? I'm not a waiter. I'm not a waitress. I don't need this English. Actually, you do need this English because you need to understand what they're saying. If you're in a restaurant, the waiter and waitress is going to talk a lot. So you need to understand what they are saying, what they are asking you. For example, first question, when you walk into a restaurant, the hostess or the host, the person who greets you at the front of the restaurant, they'll ask you for how many people. For how many people? What does this mean? What does for how many people mean? Basically, for how many people, this means how many people are in your party? How many people are in your group? How many people are in your group? Is there just one person, just you? Is there two? Is there five? All right, XYZ. I want to have a couple of today's lessons. I'll definitely will DM you. Yeah, that's great. Great. Well, actually, I will definitely send that to you. This will be really useful because it has all of the language you need to know for a restaurant. So yeah, just DM me, send me a message, XYZ, and I'll get this lesson to you. All right, so for how many people? This means how many people are in your group. Now, the best way to answer this, and today, I'm not worrying about grammar. I'm not worrying about speaking in long sentences. I'm speaking in regular restaurant English, how I would speak if I were in Canada or the US. So if the waiter or waitress says to you for how many people, let's go down to the customer part. All you're going to say is this: for 3 people, for 2 people, for 5 people. You don't need a big sentence. You just need those 3 words: for, the number, and people. Okay. If it's you are alone, you can just say for just me. For just me. That's if you are alone. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Very commonly asked is this: do you have a reservation? Okay. I think most people understand that question. How do we answer this question? Do you have a reservation? It's very important that our answer is this: I have a reservation under Sharma for 7 p.m. So in this situation, my answer, and I did forget one word. You want to say yes first. Do you have a reservation? Yes. Now, let's do it in more casual English, in everyday English. Yes, it's under, and then in this situation, you put your name, and then you put the time. All right, so do you have a reservation? Yes, it's under Shelly at 7 p.m. Okay, so one more time. Do you have a reservation? Yes, it's under Bob at 9 p.m. Okay, so everybody watching right now, whether it's live or the replay, I'll ask you the question. I want you to answer using your name and any time that you want. So if you want easiest time, is I've got 7 p.m. written here. Okay, so I'm the waiter, you're the customer. Do you have a reservation? And then your answer. Okay, so I hope everybody actually spoke at home. You should be saying, yes, it's under, then your name at 7 p.m. Okay, next, very common question. Are you ready to order? Are you ready to order? XYZ, you have a question here. Can be the first name. It can be whatever name you gave the restaurant. When you make the reservation, you call them, or maybe recently you can do it online. They'll ask you to put your name down. So in that situation, whatever name you want to put, whether it's your first name or last name, you choose. Whatever you decided, then when you walk into the restaurant, you give them that name. So yes, it can be the first name. Yeah, so in Japan, I give my last name for reservation. Yeah, last name is quite common. I would say, in Canada and America, the first name is probably more common. The first name. I think that last name is fine. Some people do last name. But in the US and in Canada, and I think other Western speaking countries, we generally like to use our first name, not our last name. If I'm introducing myself to someone, I never say my last name. I would say, hey, hi, I'm Shelly. All right, so first name is more commonly used. But yeah, you can do whatever name you gave the restaurant when you made the reservation. So when I called the reservation, when I called the restaurant, if I gave them my first name, then it's important I use the first name when I go to the restaurant. So that next question here, it says, are you ready to order? Are you ready to order? Now this has 2 answers, yes or no. Are you ready? Then you would say yes, and then begin to order. What if you are not ready? You're not ready to order. What will you say? Does anybody have any idea? You know, I think sometimes when we go to a foreign restaurant, we need time to look at the menu. We need time to understand the menu. Right? So I'm not ready. What do I say to the waiter or waitress? XYZ, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Good question. Now, are you ready to order? All right, so YFS has an answer. Please give me minutes. Okay, I understand that meaning. I understand the meaning. We would need to make it a little bit more clear. I understand it, but I also teach English. So I can understand what people are trying to say. If you're in America, people might not understand. XYZ, please give me little more time. Please give me a little more time. Very good. I would actually add a. Please give me a little more time. Please give me a little more time. And then Mitsuko, you said I need some more time. I need some more time. Perfect. Perfect. I need some more time. That's excellent. Time is uncountable. So we use some time or a little more time. Okay. What did I write? What did I write here? And by the way, sorry, I've got a cold right now, so I'll be sniffing a lot. So I apologize if that annoys anybody. So one of the things I always say, whenever you go to a restaurant, and I know that when we go to a restaurant, the common feeling is that I'm the customer, they are the worker, customer is important. So the waiter or waitress, the restaurant must take care of me, which is true. That is true. But I feel that even the customers, we should be asking questions, not direct statements. We like to ask a lot of questions. The more polite I am as a customer, the better service I will get. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. It's just kind of a fact. So I always like to ask questions. So here is what I would say. I'm going to put it at the very top so I don't ruin all of the other phrases. Could we have a little more time, please? Could we have a little more time, please? So here I'm asking a question. Could we have a little more time, please? So if the waiter says, "Are you ready to order?" No. Could we have a little more time, please? Right. YFS, XYZ, Mitsuko, your answers are fine. They're very good. YFS, I would say please give me some more time. Please give me some more time. Not minutes, but time. XYZ, a little more time. Mitsuko, yours was perfect. Those are all really good answers. I generally, my personal, English, I like to use a question. Could we have a little more time, please? Could I have a little more time? We means I'm with somebody. I is I'm alone. So that's also very important. If you are alone, please use I. If you are with your friends, always use could we. Maybe your friends have decided, you haven't, but still, please use could we. You are a group, so your subject should be we. Okay, next. Let's go through these next ones a little bit quicker. Would you like something to drink? This means, do you want something to drink? Would you like an app to start. We already learned what app means. App means appetizer. Yes or no. Okay, these two questions here, would you like? Please answer yes or no. Next, what would you like to eat? What do you want to eat? Would you like any dessert? Do you want dessert? Would you like another drink? Do you want one more drink? If you notice, would like is commonly used in the restaurant. What kind of something would you like? What kind of wine would you like? What kind of dressing would you like? What kind of beer would you like? What kind of salad would you like? And last one, this is for steak. If you order a steak, they will always ask you, or they should ask you, how would you like that cooked? How would you like that cooked? Okay, so these are common questions. Everything is revolving around would like. Now, let's look at our answers, and then next will be your chance to order. Now, I've got different answers here. Ordering, if you're ordering, very common is I'd like plus the food, or I'd like plus the drink. So I'd like the carbonara pasta, please. Okay. Now, another one that we could use, I think some of the most common ways to order is I'd like or I'll have. You can choose either of these. Today we're practicing I'd like, so let's use I'd like today. But if you want, you could also use I'll have. So I'll have the carbonara pasta, please. I'd like the carbonara pasta, please. Now, the other way we can order is I've got it written here. The other way we could order is saying, can I or we have? Can I get? So order option number 2 is, can I have or get? So I'm asking a question here. All right, so that's 3 ways now we can order. I'd like, I'll have. That's the first kind of way. There's 2 options. And then second option is, can I have, can I get? Now, if you ask me, which one should I use? There's so many options. The bottom one, I think, is the safest. So Mitsuko says, I'd like a glass of wine. Perfect. I'd like a glass of white wine. All right, so this is very common. I'd like. Why do I say can I have or can I get is better? Because it's safer. There's 2 times you as a customer will order. One situation is the waiter comes to your table. The waitress comes to your table. The waiter says, are you ready to order? In that situation, you could say, I'd like, or I'll have, or can I have? All three are okay. The second situation is the waiter is not at my table. All right, the waiter's not here. So I must call the waiter to my table. I must call the waiter to my table. So I make eye contact with the waiter. Maybe I raise my hand a little bit. If you raise your hand in America or Canada, it's very little. Don't put it over your head. Put it maybe chin level. You're kind of just trying to make eye contact, get the waiter or waitress attention. So the waiter notices me. The waiter comes to my table. In that situation where I've called the waiter, you can only use this bottom one. That's the only one we can use. We cannot say I'd like, I'll have. Because the waiter is coming. The waiter wants to know, oh, you've called me. What do you need? How can I help you? So you need to use can I have or can I get. You can't use I'd like in that situation. Okay, so does that make sense? Okay, so two types of situations, right? Can I have is sort of almighty. It works for everything. In any situation, you can say, can I have? This is not only in a sit-down restaurant. If you go to Starbucks, you're at the counter, can I have a cafe latte, please? If you're at McDonald's or any fast food place, can I have or can I get? Okay, it's very, very common. Right, so XYZ has a comment here. I learned from your video, from your channel, because you're the first one who explains the different situation. Thank you, XYZ. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've done a restaurant video, and it's on my channel, and I do explain the differences. So it's really important you know that. We can't just say I'd like or I'll have. It's too direct. So if you've called the waiter, you have to use can I have or can I get. YFS, you understand. Perfect. So let's jump into the exercises. In the first exercise here, I will give you some information. Let's look at the example. I've given you some words only. So I've got what you would like to do, random words. You use those words and you make a question. What would you like to do? Okay, so that is a WH question. And we're always using would like. Second, I've got would like you $5. This is a yes/no question. My answer is would you like $5? Using the information that I give you, please make a question. Please make a question. YFS, I didn't know either, so thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, English is very situational. So depending on the situation, we will use different language. So when you call the waiter to your table, always use can I get, can I have? Okay, so number one, what you to drink. What you to drink. Please make a question using would like and leave your answer in the comment section. What you to drink. Anyone watching on the replay as well, you can leave your answers in the comment section. It took me a little time to get to the exercises, so hopefully everyone is still with me. And if you are still watching, great. Thank you very much for continuing to watch. Now is the time where you get to practice. And if you're watching on the replay, and if you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button. XYZ's answer, what would you like to drink? Perfect. What would you like to drink from YFS? Perfect. How would we answer that? What is everybody right now? I want you to imagine that you are at a cafe. You're having breakfast. If you're in Japan, if you're in sort of anywhere in Asia right now, it is morning. You know, if you are in Europe, it's like 10:30 p.m. or like 11 p.m. Let's say you're at a bar. If you're in, US, I have no idea what time it is. I think it's like 2 p.m. What would you like to drink right now? What would you like to drink? Yo, good morning. Good morning to you. Yo, today we're going over restaurant English. Restaurant English. All right, so YFS answer, can I have cafe latte? Okay, so here, your answer is going to be, can I have a cafe latte? I'd like to drink coffee. I'd like to drink a coffee. A coffee. And Mitsuko, with your answer, what would you like to drink? Perfect. Perfect. Now, I want to go over this. And today, at the beginning, not the beginning, in sort of the middle of the lesson, I said that today we're not focusing on grammar. You know, we're gonna focus on spoken English. We're gonna focus on how I speak English, how Americans, Canadians, Australians, British people. Now, I've left YFS's comment up here. Can I have, and then I said a cafe latte. Now, let's put that answer onto the screen here. Can I have a cafe latte? Now, some of you watching right now might be thinking, wait a minute, Shelly. Latte, which is right here. Actually, I have a latte in my hand. You might be thinking, well, Shelly, latte is uncountable. It's a drink. So it's uncountable. But you said a cafe latte. You didn't say, can I have a cup of cafe latte? Can I have a glass of cafe latte? Your answer is, can I have a cafe latte? Now, again, grammatically, this is not correct. This is not correct. But if I'm in Canada, if I'm in the US, I say this. In restaurant English, can I have a cup of cafe latte? That's grammatically correct. But in English, of course, the latte comes in a cup. They're not going to pour it in your hand. It's kind of common sense. It comes in a cup. So in that situation, we just remove cup. We remove the of. Can I have a cafe latte? Mitsuko, your answer. I'd like to drink a glass of apple juice. Perfect. Perfect. Right. I'd like to drink a glass of apple juice. Perfect. Now, if you wanted to make that shorter, Mitsuko, if you wanted to make that shorter, you could say, I'm going to put it into the comment section here. If you wanted, Mitsuko, you could just say that. I'd like an apple juice. I'd like an apple juice. Same concept. Juice always comes in a glass. So we don't need to say glass. Grammatically, it's wrong, but in spoken English, this is how we speak. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Where they to go for dinner? What is your answer here? Where they to go for dinner? All right, Mitsuko, very good. Very good. I'm glad that you understand. Thank you. Where they to go for dinner? And here, this exercise is more focusing on getting you used to using would like. Would like is really, really common in English. So we're just practicing making a lot of would like questions. Number 2 is not really restaurant English, but it's good practice. So YFS, where would you like to go for dinner? Perfect. XYZ, where would you like to go for dinner? Good. No, where would you like to go for dinner? Perfect. Perfect. Everybody, where would you like to go for dinner tonight? If it is going to be dinner, or if it's people who are watching in the evening, where would you like to go for dinner tomorrow? All right, let's look at the next one. You can answer that question, where would you like to go for dinner? Leave it in the comment section. But let's move to number 3 as well. Would you and dessert? Would you and dessert? You 5. I can't even count how many zeros that is, but it's 5, like trillion. Where would you like to go for dinner? Perfect. Perfect. YFS says yakiniku. Yakiniku. You'd like to go out for yakiniku. So yakiniku is Japanese barbecue. Japanese barbecue. Korean barbecue, really, we would say. You says for number 3, would you like to have some dessert? Perfect. Dio says, would you like to have dessert? Perfect. Perfect. Both are correct. Also, if you wanted to omit a verb, if you wanted to make it even shorter, you could just say, would you like some dessert? If you don't want to use a verb, we could just use some dessert. So you and Dio, perfect answers. YFS as well, would you like to have some dessert? Perfect. Okay, let's look at number 4. What kind and beer? What kind and beer? What is your answer here? What kind and beer? What kind is a common question. It follows a very specific pattern when you use what kind. And XYZ has an answer. What kind of beer would you like to drink? Perfect. Perfect. What kind of beer would you like to drink? If you wanted to make it even shorter, YFS, what kind of beer would you like to drink? Okay, same answer. Perfect. If you want to make it shorter, what kind of beer would you like? Is also okay. And Yu's answer, or Dio's answer here is you'd like to have some oden for dinner. Yes, today would be a perfect day for oden, Dio. I think it's nice and chilly, so nice warm oden. Anybody's watching, oden is, who doesn't know what oden is kind of like I don't know what it is. It's like a soup, stew. It's food that's been braising in a Japanese soup stock for a long time. And you put things like daikon, which is a white radish. You put some eggs in there, boiled eggs, and it sits in that liquid for a long time, and then you eat it. It's very, very delicious. Mitsuko's answer, would you like to have some dessert? Perfect. Perfect. For the beer, your answer is, what kind of beer do you like? But you changed your answer. What kind of beer would you like? Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Now, one thing before we move to number 5, I want to go over pronunciation, and I want everybody to kind of pronounce this at home. Would you like? So perfect pronunciation. What kind of beer would you like? But I don't speak like that. My pronunciation is going to be a little bit different. What kinda beer That's my pronunciation. What kind of beer would ya like? What kind of beer would you like? Would you, the pronunciation becomes would ya. So it's kind of the DJ and then yeah, would ya. All right, so try practicing that at home. Kind of is kinda. What kind of beer would you like? Okay, so this is not spelling. I'm going to put a big star there. That's only for pronunciation. Only pronounce it. Do not write it like this. And number 5, what she birthday? What she birthday? All right, I'm glad you understand XYZ. YFS also, good job. I do have a pronunciation lesson that I've put on my channel with really good tips like this. So if you're interested in that, go check out that. It's on my channel. It's a pronunciation tricks that will help you speak like a native speaker. Number 5, what and she and birthday. This is the last one we're going to do for the exercises. Then we're going to move into restaurants. What, she, and birthday. And make sure, remember, we are using would like in this lesson. What, she, and birthday. Okay, so YFS, what would she like on her birthday? Almost perfect. Almost perfect. One word we need to change. XYZ says, what would she like to have on her birthday? It's okay. It's okay. I would actually use a different preposition, actually. Instead of on her birthday, I would use for her birthday. And you actually beat me to the punch. What would you, well, don't forget the you, what would you like to have for, what would she like to have? Well, sorry, what would she like to have for her birthday? I think it's just a typo you. So that's a perfect one. So if you look at that answer, what you 5 trillion, I think, has shared, it's what would she like to have for her birthday? So with birthdays, we often use the preposition for. Perfect answer, you. And YFSU corrected what would she like for her birthday. Excellent. Okay, so now let's jump into sort of the restaurant. There are more, two more questions here. Again, if you would like to get a copy of this lesson, let me know. I can send it to you. What would she like to have for her birthday? Perfect, yo. And XYZ, you're welcome. 4 plus birthday. Excellent. So let's look here. We are going to have both the waiter side and the customer side. We have the example here. We're going to have, let's make this a little bit bigger. You've got the Q, which means the question. A is the answer. So I've got 4 in people and 5. So the question would be, for how many people? The answer is for 5 people. Okay, Mitsuko, your answer. What would she want for her birthday? Yeah, it's okay. I would say, what would she like instead? What would she like for her birthday? Today, we're trying to practice would like. So what would she like for her birthday? Good answer. Okay, let's look at number 1. Number 1, it says, have reservation. The answer is yes, Suzuki, 6 p.m. Please give me the question and the answer. Give me the question and the answer. What does the customer say? What does the waiter or waitress say? All right, Mitsuko, good. Perfect. Okay, so we've got have, reservation. Make this even bigger. It's probably the biggest I can get it. What's the question? What's the answer? I know people have to type double here, so I will give you time to answer this. All right, so here we've got have and reservation. Yes, Suzuki 6 p.m. So can you remember what the question was? We learned this sort of a little bit earlier with the useful phrases. Okay. We've got XYZ saying, what time would you like to make a reservation? That's a good question. That's a good question. But if you notice here, XYZ, my answer says yes. So that means we have to make this a yes/no question, not a WH question. Let's go. You're saying, do you make? Okay, good. But again, remember here, my verb is have, not make, but have. XYZ. So your next answer is, do you have a reservation? Do you have a reservation? Perfect. Perfect. You says, would you like to have a reservation for tonight? Yes, please. 4, 5, 4, 6. The grammar is fine. The grammar is fine. I think the situation is a little. I would think, would you like to have a reservation? In this one, reservation. If it's this question, I would say, would you like to make a reservation, not have? Would you like to make a reservation? If it's a yes/no question with have, then I think the better one is what XYZ said, and now what Mitsuko said is, do you have a reservation? This means I've walked into the restaurant. I've walked in, and the very first worker looks at me, the host or the hostess. They'll usually ask that question, do you have a reservation? YFS, do you have a reservation? Good. And YFS, your answer, yes. I have a reservation under Suzuki at 6 p.m. Perfect. Perfect. Yo, do you have a reservation? Yes, I have a reservation under the name of Suzuki at 6 p.m. Yeah, perfect. You don't need to say the name of. You can just say under and name under Suzuki. That's fine. We can make it shorter. Under Suzuki at 6 p.m. Mitsuki, yes, I have a reservation. Sure. It's always good to give the name as well. XYZ, your answer, yes, I have a reservation under Suzuki at 6 p.m. Perfect. Do you have a reservation? Yes, for 6 p.m. Probably 6 p.m. I like here, you also use 4 6 p.m. That's also okay. We don't have to always use at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is also possible, only for reservations. If you're telling time in another situation, always use at. But for a reservation, 6 p.m. is good. Don't forget to say the name. And if we do say the name, make sure it is using the word under. Under plus name. And we can do for or at plus time. Okay, let's look to the next one. Would drink, yes, wine. Excuse me. What's the question? What's the answer? Again, key word here. is going to be yes. You know this is a yes/no question. XYZ's answer for the question is, would you like something to drink? Perfect. Would you like something to drink? Perfect. And your answer as well, yes, I will have some wine. Good. Let's make it shorter pronunciation. I'll have some wine. Excellent. Very good. Good question. Good answer, XYZ. Smitsko, you finished? Yeah. Yes, I have a reservation under Sakigibara for or at. Please choose one for 6 p.m. For 4 people. For 4 people. Not with 4 people, but for 4 people. Would you like to have a wine? Yes, glass of red wine, please. Okay, so that's correct. The grammar is correct. But I think in a restaurant, the waiter usually doesn't suggest the drink. Maybe if you're at a private party, like for example, if you come to my house, you're at a party, I've got some wine, I might say, hey, would you like some wine? But at a restaurant, is maybe, would you like something to drink? Would you like something to drink is probably more common. Then yes, a glass of red wine, please. Don't forget a glass of red wine, please. XYFS, would you like something to drink? Don't forget yes, YFS. Yes, I'd like to have some wine. Would you like something to drink? Yes, I would like to have some wine. And then Dio says, would you like to have some drink? So in this one here, sorry, some must use a plural noun. Would you like to have some drinks? S. So probably in this one, use a. Would you like to have a drink? Not some, but a. Would you like to have a drink? Yes, could I have a wine? Perfect. Perfect. YFS, all right, good job. Okay, let's look at the next one. What kind wine and then red? Yes, I would like to have a wine. Perfect. Yes. Dio, good job. Now here we got the next one. I want to know what kind. And the answer is red. What kind of wine would you like to drink? Perfect. What kind of wine would you like to drink? I'd like to have some red. Yeah. I would like to have a red, please. Now, XYZ says, I'd like to have some red. You says, I'd like to have a red. I think in regular conversation, a red. A means one glass of wine. So a red would be more common. Dio's answer is even better. What kind of wine would you like to drink? Don't forget to. What kind of wine would you like to drink? To drink. Red wine, please. Red wine, please. It's a very short, simple answer. And that's how we speak. We don't always make long sentences. YFS, great. What kind of wine would you like to drink? I'll have a red. Perfect. That's the best one so far. We don't need to say wine again. The waiter already said wine. So I don't need to repeat the word wine. So I just say, I'll have a red. Mitsuko's question, what kind of wine would you like to drink? Perfect. Perfect. Now, we can make all of this super short. We can make everything even shorter. You know, my question, so Mitsuko's answer was, yes, a white wine. Perfect. Perfect. You got even shorter here. Very good. So my answer is, what kind of wine would you like? I don't even say drink. Drink is common sense. And my answer for this is just going to be red. Okay, simple word, just red. You don't need to say wine. You don't need to say yes. You don't need to say I'd like. Just a simple, hey, what kind of wine would you like? Red. You can say red, please, if you wanted, but just red is okay. Yesy, how are you today? Hello, hi, how are you? And red wine is your answer. Perfect. I'd like a glass of red right now, but it's too early where I am. It's only 8 a.m. All right, let's go over a couple more. Number 4, your question. The waiter asks this. You answer this. All right, so waiter's asking our order. That's use those words. And the answer is going to be no, and then more time. Hi, Yesy. XYZ, would you like to order? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That works, but I've got the word are here. So I want you to use that word are. Your question still works though, XYZ. Would you like to order? Then your answer would be no. No, not yet. YFS, are you ready to order? Are you ready to order? Perfect. XYZ, yes. Are you ready to order? Perfect. Video, are you ready to order? No, not yet. I need more time. Perfect. Are you ready to order? No, not yet. I need more time. Perfect answer. How do we make this second one? And if you notice, the second one, I've got a question. Right? That's a question now. It's not just a statement. Your answer is perfect. I need more time. XYZ says, no, I need some more time. Also perfect. But I want you to make a question. How do we make the question? Mitsuko says, are you ready to order? Perfect. No, please give me some more time. Also perfect. Also perfect. But we want to make a question. What question can we ask? YFS says, no, can I have a little more time? Perfect. Perfect. No, can I have a little more time? Perfect. Uses, are you ready to order? No, more time for order. Probably here, could I have a little more time? So Dio, it says here, could I have a few more time? Dio, I'm glad you put this out here. I think one of the common things we've been studying a lot recently is countable and uncountable. Now, here is a little bonus tip for everyone. Okay, so a little plus uncountable. Okay, a few plus countable. All right, so if you use a few, we need a countable noun. Time is uncountable, so we say a little. So could I have a little more time? Could I have some more time? All right, does that make sense for everybody? Make sure you note this down. If you use a little, it's uncountable. If you use a few, we use countable. So I have a little latte in my cup, a little. Okay, let's keep moving. Number 5. We have the question and the answer. This question mark doesn't mean I want you to make a question. This means please give me your original answer. You can decide the answer. It's up to you what you want to decide. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So what and eat, and then my answer, please give me your original answer. And let's try to, with your answer, I'd like you to try to give me what you imagine is in like an American restaurant. So don't give me your country's food. Give me an American restaurant. Sorry, YFS, I already know you answered before I said that, so that's okay. What would you like to eat? Perfect question. Yakiniku. Make sure we answer like a customer. We make a sentence in this situation. I'd like, I'll have, can I get, or can I have? Okay, and there's one more thing. Before anybody puts their answer, don't hit enter on the answer yet. I'm going to stop sharing this right now, and I'm going to share a different screen with you. I made a kind of like a fake menu. And you don't need to use this menu, but there's one more thing I want to talk about. One extra tip that I want to talk about when we are ordering. All right, so this is a fake menu that I made, Shelly's Bar and Grill. We've got apps, we got soups and salads, entrees, desserts, and drinks. Now, the one thing I wanted to say here is whenever you're ordering, and I'll put it right onto that screen, on the menu screen here. Okay, let's put it at the very bottom. We know that we could answer, I'd like, I'll have, or can I get, can I have? So let's just use I'd like, because that's what we're focusing on today. If we are ordering a food dish, when you're looking at the menu, every dish, the food, has a name. So if you look at the entrees here, we've got espresso rubbed mignon, Kobe filet mignon, grilled yellowfin ahi, ancho chili chicken. These all have names. So whenever you're ordering, I want you to say, I'd like the plus the food. Okay, and just read the title of the food. Then, if you're ordering a drink, it's different. I'd like plus drink. The reason we use a for the drink, this means one. I'd like a coffee. That means one coffee. I'd like the lasagna. I'd like a Sapporo beer. I'd like the creme brulee. All right, so always put the plus the food and a plus the drink. So I'd like the, ancho chili chicken, or the pasta puttanesca. Then I'd like a Pepsi. I'd like a Coke. Okay, a plus the drink, the plus the food. Okay, does everybody understand that? All right, please do not forget that. A plus drink, the plus food. All right, so let's go put the lesson back onto the screen. And let's go back to this screen here. And we've got some answers here. So XYZ says, would you like to eat? Okay, but the question is what? What? So we need to have what in that question. So XYZ, please try again. Please give me another answer. But your answer is perfect. I'll have the filet steak. I'll have the filet steak. That's perfect. Try your question again. It was a typo. Okay, you got a typo. So yeah, there you go. No problem. Dio says, what would you like to eat? And your answer is, can I have, and then we're going to say the, not a, but the. And then here, I'm spelling, it's just, I think it's a spelling mistake or just a typo. It would be burrito. I love burritos. So it's burrito, burrito. Good answer, Dio. I love burritos. YFS, what would you like to order? Good, but that could be in a drink as well. So make sure you say eat. What would you like to eat? I'd like to have the grilled yellowfin ahi. Perfect answer. Just make sure we say to eat, Mitsuko, what would you like to eat? I would like to eat sushi. And then maybe here, I would like to eat the sushi. The sushi. XYZ, what would you like to have? I'll have the filet steak. Perfect. And that one, you didn't say eat, but it's okay. Have equals eat. Nice, Dio. Perfect. All right, next, number 6. What kind dressing? And then your original answer. What kind and dressing? And then you can give me your original answer. Mitsuko has, what would you like to eat? I'll have the steak. Perfect. Mitsuko, how would you like that cooked? How would you like that cooked? All right, so you've ordered the steak. How would you like that cooked? How would you answer that question? For the rest of you, number 6, what kind and dressing? What's the question? Anybody's watching on the replay, if you're not here live, sorry I missed you. Hopefully in the next live you can join me. But you're watching on the replay, that's also great. I hope this is helping your English. Please answer all of these questions. Put them in the comments section. Speak it out loud as well. All right, so make sure you're active throughout this lesson. Number 6 is what kind and dressing. So we need to have a question here. And your answer can be any original answer you want. All right, so this is from the previous one. What would you like to eat for lunch? I'd like to have a Pepsi and the hot spicy buffalo wings and Shelley's burger for a main dish. Excellent, excellent. All right, so let's make sure we have. I'd like to have a Pepsi and the hot and spicy buffalo wings and no Shelley's burger. No It's the name, so we say the Shelley's burger for the main dish. So just a couple of thes we need to add, but perfect. That's a great long answer. You ordered everything, you. Excellent. Well done. What kind of dressing would you like to have? I think there's a typo there. I'll have the French dressing. Good. What kind of dressing would you like to have? Caesar dressing, please. Yeah, Caesar is a funny one to spell. It's going to be this. Caesar dressing. I'll put that into the comment section. Caesar dressing, please. Okay, so Mitsuko, yeah, my question was, how would you like that cooked? I often make traditional side dishes. Okay, good. But how would you like that cooked means, would you like your steak cooked rare, medium well, or well done? So how would you like that cooked? And I'll put that onto the screen actually for everybody to know. Anytime you order a steak, how would you like that cooked? How would you like that cooked? We're asking about steak and your answer here. We have several answers. We can have the most common ones would be either rare, medium, well, and well done. Those are your most common answers. And we've got, oh, sorry for the noise. That's my espresso machine cleaning itself. What kind of dressing would you like? I'd like to have some carrots dressing, please. Carrot dressing. Wow. Very, I've never had carrot dressing. One thing here, carrot, you've got an S. So I understand we're trying to say it's carrots dressing, but anytime we have an adjective, so carrot is an adjective, we never put an S. So you can just say carrot dressing, no S. Is carrot dressing good, you? Should I try it? YFS, thank you. Do you need the for the dressing? You could say it, but usually in spoken English, if the waiter asks me, what kind of dressing would you like? My answer is just one word: Caesar. Ranch. Maybe two words. Ranch, please. Caesar, please. Italian, please. So if you want to say that's okay. Yeah, the ranch, please. The Caesar, please. That's okay. It's food, so we use the. But in the answer, I probably don't even say it. I'm making a very short answer. So it's just one or two words. The answer and please. What kind of dressing would you like? I'd like to have the garlic onion dressing for the steak, please. Okay, so here, dressing usually is only for salad. If you're ordering something for the steak, if you're ordering something for the steak, we're going to be ordering a sauce. Not a dressing, but sauce. So for steak, we're going to be using sauce, which is more common, not dressing. YFS, perfect. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Let's move on. We're going to do 2 more, and then we will call it a day. Number 7, would another drink? Yes. Would another drink? You know what? We're going to do 1 more. Number 8, I want to leave for homework. I know a lot of people are watching on the replay, so they don't get a chance to answer the questions. So anybody who's watching on the replay, number 8 will be done for homework. I will not put the answer on the screen, so everybody gets a chance to do number 8, even if you're watching on replay. So number 7, we'll end with number 7. Would another drink? The answer is yes, and then plus your original answer. Alejandro, hello. How are you? Thank you. Thank you very much for joining. Glad to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Or I hope you had a great day, depending where you are. It's morning here for me. But thank you. Thanks for the message as well. All right. So XYZ has an answer. Would you like to have another drink? Answer yes. The same one, please. Wow. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, right? So you want to have the same drink? Yeah, the same one, please. Okay. If you want it here as well, instead of the same one, XYZ, you can say, yes, I'll have another. That's also possible. I'll have another. I'll have another means it's the same one as before. So Alejandro, looks like you're having a good day. That is great, great news. YFS, would you like to have another drink? Yes. Can I have the drink menu? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Also, your choice of the drink menu is perfect. Anytime you want a menu, you always say the menu, the drink menu, the dessert menu. Perfect. Wow, sounds cooler. Yeah, I'll have another. Yeah, I don't know if it sounds cooler. It's what usually I had to. That's how I would answer. Mitsuko, yes, I'll have the same one. Perfect, perfect. Or I'll have another. You could say. XOZ, you are very welcome. All right. So here, would you like another drink? Yes, I'll have another. Yes, I'll have a glass of red wine. Yes, I'll have, a scotch. Yes, I'll have a coffee. All right. So and remember, we don't have to speak in correct grammar in restaurants. I'll have a plus the drink. A plus a drink is the correct way to answer in a restaurant. All right. Well done, everybody. Good job. It was really good to see some new faces as well today. Hello to all of you. Thanks for joining. Anybody who's watching on the replay, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget, number 8 is for homework. You've got would and dessert. And then we've got no and check. No and check. Please leave that answer in the comment section during the replay. And if anybody else has any comments or questions, you can leave them for me right now. Like YFS has just done. Thank you for the lesson, your lesson. I know it's a typo. You're welcome. You're very welcome. YFS, thank you for joining. You did very well in today's lesson. Very well as usual. XYZ, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun. I hope this was helpful. Okay. If there are no more, Mitsuko, thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for joining, Mitsuko. Thanks for joining this early in the morning. XYZ, have a great weekend. I'll DM you for the copy of your lesson. It was very useful. Yeah, it's great. That's great. I hope you have a great weekend, dude. Definitely DM me. I'll send you a copy of the lesson. For anybody who's interested, I can send you a copy of the lesson. Don't worry. I'm not charging you anything. It's completely free. You can DM me and I'll send you a copy. Dio, thank you, Dio. Thank you for joining me early in the morning. I know you are in Japan as well, so it's an early morning for all of us, but great job and thank you. All right, guys. Thank you all. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section and I will definitely answer all of your questions. Make sure you do your homework as well. And I'll be doing another live tomorrow for sure. Depending, I might do another live today. So if I do, make sure you check out my community site. I'll be leaving information there. All right. All right. So until the next lesson, guys, thank you guys all. Have a great day and see ya.